Well, we're back at Rocky Paddock Campground to film more sights. Hope you enjoy it. Rocky Paddock Campground is exactly 1 hour and 1 minute from Adelaide CBD. In this episode, we're focusing on the last section, campsites 20 to 30. It doesn't matter how many times I drive into Rocky Paddock, it's always a beautiful drive. Very enjoyable. So if you recall from our last episode, we finished at site 19. So we're heading straight to 20. Now, be warned, this site is on an angle. You can still make use of the space. It has a wonderful fire pit and it's very clean, certainly picturesque, but it is on an angle and on a slope. And I never get sick of these rocks. Certainly, if you've got children, they can play on them safely, play hide and seek, run around, enjoy the space. After all, it is called Rocky Paddock. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough of site 20. Let's get to site 21. From what you can see here, this is flat. Certainly usable space. Again, fire pit, lovely. Not as big as the other ones, but it's probably recommended for more of tent camping. So bear that in mind when you pick this one. Let's go to site 22. It's just a little bit of a walk, but bear in mind, there's a bit more space between 21 and 22, so you get more space from your neighbours. Now, this site is quite big. It is on a slope and an angle, and it comes equipped with a picnic table. And let's not forget, it comes with the trusty fire pit. If this is the first episode of ours that you're seeing of Rocky Paddock, I'll take this time now to just cover off some of the key points in this campground. It does have a toilet block. Now, in this section that we're covering, the further you go down to site 30, the further away you are from the toilet block. I'll provide you more info as we go in between the campsite. Site 23, this is an exciting site. It is lovely. However, it's walk-in only, so you can't drive in there. So you have to carry your gear down the hill, but it's such a beautiful spot. So if you've got a tent or swag or very lightweight camping, this is perfect. Just so you know, this is the furthest in you can go in the forest. The toilet block, as I mentioned before, also has a water tank, so you can get water, but it's not drinking water. Outside of that, there's no bins. You got to come in as you are and leave as you found it. You can pick up wood off the floor as long as it's fallen over, and you can use that in the fire. Right, site 24. This is a nice spot for any camping platform, camper trailers, tents, whatever you've got. It's reasonably flat, also stating the obvious, we have a fire pit. A necessity for every campsite here. And you can settle around the wonderful rock formations. Pets are allowed, but they've got to be on a leash. Also, Rocky Paddock is a fantastic and wonderful place to go hiking. If you love hiking and walking, this is a campground for you. Also bear in mind, this particular campground is closed during the summer months. onwards to site 25. Site 25 is on a bit of a slope, but there is a flat part that you can set up. Also, it comes with its own rock formation, wall, and the fire pit has one of those swivel grills, which can certainly come in handy. This is quite a beautiful spot and has lovely surroundings in it. Take note, we are getting further away from the toilet block, so you may want to consider bringing your own portable toilet from these sites onwards. Let's go around the bend and head to site 26. Now, site 26 is like a site that's circled amongst the trees. It really does feel like you're just surrounded by a circle of trees. It's flat in some parts, but also on a slight angle. So keep watch. To get in here, you may have to navigate around the trees a little. You may need to park just on the outside a bit and carry the gear, but it is a very nice spot. Site 27 is a special place for me. This was the first site that we camped here at Rocky Paddock. It is flat, but also has the fire pit set down, surrounded by some rocks. Really nice spot. Good use of space. You can easily drive in and park next to your setup. Take note, you won't have anybody opposite on this particular stretch, so you'll just look out to the lovely pine forest. As we draw near to the end of this tour, we head to site 28. Not as big as 27, but it is a usable space and functional and flat. We also stayed here too and had an amazing time. Similar surroundings to 27, the pine forest, no one opposite. It's just a good part of the world, but you are furthest away from the toilet. I can't remind you enough about that. Alright, site 29. This site's a whopper. It's huge. It is on an angle, but we stayed here. We actually had one of our birthday parties here. don't worry, we weren't loud, we were very respectable of the area. This spot, we had a few people staying here within requirements of how many people can stay on a site, but this is a huge site. If you ever see us out and about, make sure you come up to me and ask me about the mission we had to even have a party here. And I must say, these sites are very private as well. From 26 onwards, you're not going to get as much drive-through traffic because the toilets are further away and there's not much else after here. It's actually a dead end, but you can go on a walking trail. So bear that in mind as well. If you want a bit more privacy, less cars driving past, these ones are very good for that. We are now heading to our final destination, everyone, Site 30. And this is the last site of the whole campground. This site is actually fenced off, and it is another big one. But bear in mind the fence, so you won't be able to drive in, you have to carry your gear over. We did notice people with caravans just parked on the outside of the fence, and were still able to use this site. But it is on a bit of a slope, but very, very green around you. You're certainly feeling like you're in a forest here as well. Thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoy Rocky Paddock as much as we have, and we look forward to the next one. Remember, camp by me and you'll be a happy camper. Bye! Now don't forget to check out our social media. Just search for Camp by Me, and also on YouTube. Follow and subscribe. It's free. Keep going. So this is one of our many filming techniques that we use at Camp by Me. Please don't do this at home, or as we call it in my neck of the woods. So here's the safari view, people.
Yeah, do you wanna, so pan from here and go down the path. Oh look, Eva, blue wren. I love blue wrens.